Director John Landis seems to have an apocalyptic theme of see you next Wednesdays throughout his movies. References includes The Blues Brothers, An American Werewolf in London, Trading Places, Coming to America, and Schlock to name a few. We'll get back to Schlock in a few. In the video, the sheriff is heard saying something is written scrawled in blood. His partner asks, "What's it say?" "See you next Wednesday." Then we hear a beast roar. Here's what's interesting. November 30th, 2022 is Thriller's 40th anniversary, also landing on a Wednesday. Unfortunately, we don't have to wait until next Wednesday to know that a beast is already on the loose in our time. John Landis also has a dark reputation in the industry. On July 23, 1982, a helicopter crashed at Indian Dunes in Valencia, California during the making of Twilight Zone, the movie. The crash killed actor Vic Morrow and 2 child actors who were on the ground, and injured 6 helicopter passengers. During the making of this film, he also admitted to violating California's child labor laws. Now, back to Schlock. A Schlock poster is seen when Michael and his girlfriend exits the theater. Schlock is a movie ultimately about a mighty prehistoric ape Schlothropus that has emerged from hiding after 20 million years. He embarks on a full-scale rampage across a quiet Southern Californian suburb, leaving the police baffled and the army powerless.
See the police and National Guard powerless before the awesome creature.
Hold it! Hold it!
Can anything stop it?
Ironically, this year Jordan Peele released the movie Nope, which also has a scene of an ape who goes rogue on a TV set in California. In a way, these storylines parallel Thriller, as ancient evil awakens after being somewhat dormant and takes over. Thriller not only exemplified duality, but it also reflected the fear many people felt during the early Reagan years in the 80s. The album came out at the height of a recession with an increasingly tense Cold War fought through various proxy countries. Remember the significance of the number 40 that I spoke of earlier? Well, Ronald Reagan was the 40th president of the United States.
Well, isn't this a thriller?
In 1987, in a unifying speech to the United Nations, President Ronald Reagan delivered an address stating that perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize the common bond. Reagan told diplomats from all over the planet, "I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside of this world." Today, we live in similar conditions. Well, worse. The government has declassified documents about UFOs and alien threats. We're currently in a recession. Projected famine is in news, illness is at large, and war is on the rise throughout the entire world, just to name a few. Oh, and Stranger Things is a hit show in today's time. In short, this show is centered around the 80s and evil from another realm. I'm not saying that Thriller is the reason for the happenings of the things today, but I am saying it was instrumental in predictive programming, theater magic, and within its lyrics is biblical content. In Janet Jackson's documentary, she states that she remembers exactly when Michael began to change.
Do you think the way he was treated had an effect on him?
Yeah, I remember seeing that change happen. I remember, for me, the moment that it happened. Because we were very close. We were very close to everything together. Everything. It was Thriller. That's when it all started changing.
Jackson, the message for your fans. Michael Jackson's album Thriller has sold more than 70 million copies worldwide. Thriller earned him more than $25 million, a record-breaking 6-hit single, the #1 soul performer in the history of the music business.
Written, produced, and directed by leading cast member Aleister Crowley, The Rites of Eleusis attempted to present a contemporary interpretation of an ancient myth in order to reignite the role and importance of mysticism in modern society. Through exposing the audience to a variety of sensory stimuli such as incense, rhythmic music, dance, and poetry, it attempted to create within the audience itself an altered state of consciousness which would make them co-celebrants within the performance or ritual. As Crowley stated in the original broadsheet advertisements for the productions, the rites were intended to illustrate the magical methods followed by a mystical society which seeks for illumination by ecstasy. But Crowley intended much more. He hoped that the audience would not merely view an illustration, but experience an actual state of ecstasy for self-development, not only to the performers on stage, but also to its spectators. A close reading of the first rite demonstrates that there are specific occult motivations for every artistic decision reflected in the actual productions. Thus, the positions in which performers are discovered at the opening of a rite is not merely an aesthetic choice, but is also reflective of specific criteria established by Kabbalistic, astrological, or other occult requirements. The costumes and properties used within the rites are also dictated by deeper symbolism. Just like the rites of Eleusis, Thriller's production, costumes, and properties are also dictated by much of the same, creating inside of us an altered state of mind that makes us co-celebrants of this song, dance, and ritual annually on Halloween. Halloween is the most significant Sabbath of the 8 that are celebrated by Satanists. Although this song wasn't conceived for Halloween, it is the #1 popular song for the occasion due to its nature.